everyone, Crow back with another pickups video. Been about 3 weeks since the last pickup video. Got a bunch of stuff here, so I guess we'll just dive in. First thing, I'll start off with the, well, this is game related. It's not games in particular, but I was actually at Toys R Us the other day, and I found these, these mini-mates I thought were quite interesting. They are Marvel vs. Capcom 3 mini-mates. Let's see if you can see. I got 4 of them. I think there's only 4 of them. They come 2 packs. This one has the Hulk and Mike Hagar. And if I was only going to buy one, I would have bought this one because I think it's the most hilarious pack with, you know, Hulk and Mike Hagar. You know, they're like kind of like little Lego people almost, but not quite. Let's see. Next we have they had Deadpool and Dante. I thought that was quite humorous. I'm gonna wind up opening these up and putting them somewhere. I don't know quite where yet, and I'm not gonna open them until I know where. And then we have Iron Man and Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, whichever. And finally, they had a pack with Magneto and Zero. So I figure I might as well pick them all the combos up. They were actually quite more expensive than I'd like to pay. Ideally, I thought that $5 for a pack of these would have been decent, but they were actually $7.50 a pack. So I wound up, I thought about it and I wound up buying them anyway. So it was like $30 for all 4 packs. You know, while we're talking about Toys R Us, my wife actually picked this up a while ago from Toys R Us, but it wound up staying upstairs for some time. And that's Pack and Roll for the DS, and you know, being Pac-Man related, she just picked it up. Looks like it was like $15. So there's that. Where do I want to go next? I think I'll talk about this game next, because actually on Twitter, yeah, Twitter, Metal Jesus Rocks had mentioned this game, and I had never heard of it before. So the Twitter message he put was something like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah is coming out on, you know, tomorrow. Who's picking it up? And I was like, I never heard of that game. And I looked it up. I was like, holy crap, I want that game. And, yeah, I'll just show you what it is. It's Otomedius Excellent. And what it is it's like a version of, it's like a, how to explain this? If you're familiar with Gradius, it's kind of like Paradius. Where they took like the core elements of Gradius and then put in all different kind of characters or whatnot, and that's what this is. Except with I can't remember what the word something like that means in Japan. It's like maiden, and then Dias was Gradius. So you know, give me a minute. I'm gonna stop the video here for a second. I gotta look that up. All right, got it. It's Otomi, which is OTOME, which actually the first first few letters in this title means maiden in Japanese, and then the rest of it comes from Gradius. So you got these chicks that are, you know, flying these ships, shooting stuff, and it's actually a really fun game. It's really reminiscent of Gradius. It has the exact same, you know, power up system and everything. But I bought the you know, just the game itself. $30, which is enough reason alone just to buy it. It's a really good, cheap game. It's actually very difficult. I actually had to go into practice mode before I could start to hold my own in normal mode. But I got the special edition, and that came with, and it was, the special edition is $50, so it's still cheaper than a regular Xbox 360 game. It came with an art book. So yeah, I had the art book. There's a soundtrack in there on the first page, and it's actually a really good soundtrack. I've actually listened to the soundtrack, so the soundtrack alone made me glad I bought it. But then you had this art book with all the you know weird characters in the game. But the weird thing was that the other thing it came with is a pillowcase. And I think I'm going to keep the pillowcase in the box. I'm just going to show it off here. So you got this pillowcase here. That is one side of the pillowcase. And on the other side, we got this. Do I have that right side up? No, I don't. There it is. So yeah, that's the other side of the pillowcase right here. So I'm going to pause the video, put this back. Alright, but now, I actually had a very hard time finding this game. Because like I said, Metal Jesus Rocks had said that the game came out the next day, which was November 1st. So November 1st, after work, I went to Fry's. Fry's didn't have it. I went to, where did I go after that? I went to Best Buy after that. No, I take that back. I went to GameStop after that. And Best Buy, or, what am I talking about? GameStop didn't have it. And I was thinking, that's so weird. They wouldn't even have it in their system. And they checked all the stores in the area. Nobody had it. But regardless, I went to another GameStop anyway, and they told me, oh, this game doesn't come out to the 2nd, which doesn't make any sense. It was in their computers as the 2nd. So they're like, oh, if you come back tomorrow, we'll have it. So I'm like, okay. So I went to Best Buy after that, and Best Buy looked it up, and they're like, oh, we probably didn't get it in our shipment today. So I gave up after that. And the next day, which was the 2nd, I went out the other way. I went out to Naperville after work, which is pretty much where around I work. And, you know, the Best Buy didn't have it. They never heard of it. You know, they saw it in their system. Are like, oh, we probably didn't get it in. Went to the GameStop around there, and they're like, oh, yeah. The other GameStop, I think it was in the Fox Valley Mall. They actually had 2 copies in, but they were both reserved by people and picked up. So then they're like, oh, no GameStop in the country has this game. So I'm like, what the hell is the deal with you, GameStop? Because, you know, you would think that, you know, a company like GameStop would get these type of games in, being a game specialty store. So, yeah, I gave up after that. I went home and I just ordered it online. And the funny thing was, I got it, like, you know, around Tuesday, November 8th. So it wasn't that bad. I was actually kind of glad I didn't get it for a while because it gave me an opportunity to put Death Smiles back in. And, you know, finish up as much achievements as I could. So, yeah, let's move on because I talked about that a lot. Off of eBay, if you've seen my other channel, which is Video Game Quick Clips, I've been posting videos off of old VHS tapes of PlayStation games that I played. One of them I saw and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to get that game again. And that was, I got this off of eBay for like $5 with shipping. It is Power Rangers Zeo Full Tilt Battle Pinball, which is a really, really goofy game. I actually have a Crow Plays video in the works for this, so you'll see that then. It's a very strange game. And the same seller actually had a lot of other games for sale. And they were selling this game for $6. And I was like, I am going to get this game because I don't have it. Earthworm Jim 2. So I just basically had that together with the Power Rangers pinball. Let's go with what we got at Goodwill. Actually, my wife picked most of these up. Actually, she had this in the trunk of her car forever. She picked it up and then cleaned out her trunk. And I was like, oh, wait, we had this. Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest for the Nintendo 64 for $2. Other stuff was picked up more recently. So, first of all, we got TNC Surf Design, which I already had, but I think this is a better copy than the one I had, and that was $2. With the sleeve, we have Wizards and Warriors, which I actually did not have, for $2. Yeah, $2. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, I didn't have this game for, well, really because, and this was $2 too, but the reason I never picked up this game is every time I saw it, people wanted at least $5 for it. And I'm like, this is not a $5 game. You know, for how crappy it is. I'm not paying $5 or more for this game, but she found it for $2, and I thought that was okay for that. And then, speaking of another Angry Video Game Nerd episodes, here's another one, Deadly Towers, for, this says $4.99, but I'm pretty sure she didn't pay that much for it. I think this came from the same place, so it probably was another $2. Yeah, actually, look at this. They have a $2 sticker on the front and a $5 sticker on the back, so she probably paid $2 for this. Yeah. And then she bought another copy of Echo: The Tides of Time for $3 maybe. Has everything in there. Oh, it has the original receipt. Wow. Wow, look at that. This is the original receipt of the game. They bought this originally October 15th, 1995 for $30. And they bought a CD too, but there's the receipt for that. I don't know how well the camera's actually going to pick that up, if at all. It doesn't look like it is, but you just trust me. It's a receipt from Best Buy from 1995. All right, let's move on to... we actually stopped at Video Games Etc. the other day. And as soon as we walked in, the guy was like, "Oh, you might want to check out the NES games. I just put a whole bunch of new, brand, titles just right on the shelf just now. Really good ones too," he said. So I was like, "Oh, okay." And we wound up picking up 16 NES games there. A lot of we didn't have these. Some of these my wife picked out, and I really didn't say anything on it. I don't remember who. I think she picked this one out. Terra Crusta. That was $7, $6.99 if you will. Now this one I thought I had. I didn't when I looked it up and I didn't have it. I was like, holy crap! How do I not have this game? Balloon Fight. And that was $7. And this one, too. Now, I can't believe I didn't have this one. Double Dragon. I had Double Dragon 2 and I had Double Dragon 3, but I did not have Double Dragon. So I picked that up for $8. I don't know why I picked this one up. Probably because it was really cheap. Hook. That was $3. So I was like, yeah, you know what, that seems kind of interesting, Hook. My wife liked the sound of this one. Deja Vu. And I know it's kind of like a Shadowgate type of game, but with like a film noir feel to it, sort of, I guess. And that was only $3, so can't complain about that. Didn't have this one. Donkey Kong Classics. We had the game separately, but why not have them in the one cartridge too? So we paid like $8 for that one. I have to move these aside because it's actually going to stack up pretty high. I picked this one up. Punisher. No particular reason at all. I just remember it's got a really crappy title screen. And I picked that up for $5. This game sounded really cool. The only reason we picked it up is, well, I like the art on this thing. The Mutant Virus. And then it has a subtitle saying, Crisis in a Computer World. Look at the guy on that thing. How do you not buy a game that looks like that? A game could be utter crap for all I know. $4.99. And then I picked up Gauntlet. Now I actually had Gauntlet for the NES already, but it was in the Tengen cart, the black cart. But this is actually in a regular licensed NES cart. So I was like, I want both variations of that. I did the same thing with Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Might as well do it for Gauntlet. So I picked that up for $6. Here's another game I was really surprised I didn't have. The Goonies 2. Thought for sure I would have had this, but I didn't. Picked that up for $2. Just because I was feeling in a weird mood, and I was like, don't really see this game that often. World Championship Wrestling, or is it WCW World Champion? It's probably just World Championship Wrestling. I don't really remember what WCW stood for. It probably stands for World Championship Wrestling. So I picked that up for $4. I picked this up as a Konami title. I really haven't heard that much about this game, and that's rare for a Konami title, but it has a really, really cool name, Laser Invasion. And I'm not 100% sure, not even 1% sure, but this sounds like a light gun game to me, so I picked it up for $5. Had to pick this one up. I don't really know how good this game is, but usually Capcom games on the NES for Disney games are really good. So I picked up Darkwing Duck. Could be wrong about this one, but Darkwing Duck was one of my favorite afternoon cartoons. Actually, it was probably my favorite out of all the, they had the Gummy Bears, the DuckTales, and Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. But I like Darkwing Duck the most. Picked that up for $8. Adventure Island 2. Such a good game of the Adventure Island series. Didn't have this one. So, kind of splurged on this one a little bit. $11. Picked this one up because I didn't really realize this game was on the... I didn't really realize this game exists. It's an Addams Family game on the NES that's not Fester's Quest. Addams Family, and it's got the picture from the movie, so the first movie with Raul Julia. So I have no idea what this game is about, but I picked it up just out of sheer curiosity. Picked it up for $5. And I picked this one up because I was kind of keeping an eye on these games by this company. Because they only made like 3 games, I think, for the NES, and they're all supposedly really good. I picked up the Blue Marlin for the NES by Hot B, so this really should be an interesting game. $6.99, and picked up one other game at Video Games Etc. It's not NES related, but they had it behind a glass case, and I had to pick this up for sheer curiosity's sake. Kind of a rarish game on the Jaguar. Atari carts. I picked that up for $25. I thought for $25 that was not worth passing up. So for sure, I picked up Atari carts. I might have to do a video on that. Okay, got a couple more things. This video is going on forever, and I apologize for that. But it was my birthday on Friday. The 11th, 11/11/11, it was my birthday, and this is what my wife picked up for me. Actually, I told her what I wanted, and I actually wound up picking up, and there was a good reason for that. And so I got a PS3, the Slim model, with Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception. Now you might be wondering, why would I want a PlayStation 3 when I already had one? The PlayStation 3 I've been using is the original 20 gig model PS3. Now I did put a bigger hard drive in there, but over the past couple of weeks, sometimes I think past few weeks, there's been some problems with it. The HDMI cables, the picture on it started going out. So I'm thinking, what do I want for my birthday? Well, maybe, I could get like a PS3 Slim, because it wouldn't, the thing gets hot too. So if we did that, I could put that downstairs, and I could put the other PlayStation up in the bedroom and watch videos on it or something. So that was the deal. And the deal was, at first I was like, oh, just get the 160 model, because I could just switch to hard drives, because I did have a 320 gig in the other PlayStation. So then they were like, oh, wait a minute, for $50 more, you get 320 PlayStation 3 and a game, either Infamous 2 or Uncharted 3. And I didn't know which one I would rather want. I didn't know if I wanted the one with Infamous 2 or Uncharted 3. Didn't have Infamous 1. And I had Uncharted 1, but not Uncharted 2. So I didn't really know which one to go with, and I was actually leaning towards Infamous 2. And then I went to this Best Buy, and they had a bundle deal where you got this game, the PlayStation 3, Uncharted 3, the box set, and also the Uncharted Dual Pack came with it for free. So they had it all bundled together, and it was the same price. So I was like, we'll get that, because now we got Uncharted 1 and 2 and 3 in the same bundle at once. And actually, I've already opened it all up, and there's the Uncharted 3 that came in the box. Okay. And so yeah, I picked up another PlayStation 3. Transferring the data over was somewhat easy. It was just difficult to get the... I had to... you have to update the system so they're running on the same thing. It took like an hour or two to transfer all the data over. Then, I had to go through and deactivate all the games so they transfer. It was kind of, it was in between being complicated and simple, I'd say. Also, I got for my birthday another game, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus together on pack. I was interested in these games when they originally came out, and I never got them. So now I have this. And that is everything. Wow, this was a long pickups video. Thanks everyone for watching. See y'all next time. Bye.
All right, here we go. Bop, ding 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 da, bop, ooh, bop.